Welcome to Ambassador's Daily Banquet, Odo, your daily spiritual nourishment. Yeah, yeah, we feast on God's word, draw strength from his promises to live as true ambassadors. Jure, receive fresh revelation to empower your faith. Oh yeah, let us step into today's banquet. Come on, step into the banquet.
Today, we're jumping into a really powerful idea from a Source devotional, and it's called Resurrection Hope. So what is it? What does it actually mean to have a hope so strong that it promises to overcome even death itself? Let's get into it. So the whole foundation for this idea, it comes from this one verse in 1 Peter, and it introduces this fascinating phrase, a lively hope. The devotional we're looking at argues that this isn't just any old hope. It's something different, something specific, born directly from the resurrection of Jesus. Okay, so let's really dive into this. That word, lively, is key. The Source really hones in on it, saying it's not just some nice-sounding word. It means something specific. So what exactly makes this hope so different? What makes it, well, alive? You know, the Source makes a really sharp distinction here. This isn't like hoping it doesn't rain on the weekend. It's not just passive, wishful thinking. No, it's framed as an active force, something dynamic, powerful, something that literally gives life. So, where does this hope get its power? Well, according to the devotional, it's fueled by two core beliefs. First, the conviction that death has actually been defeated, and second, the promise of God's abundant mercy. Think of those two things as the engine driving this lively hope forward. Okay, that's the theory, but how does this actually play out in real life? The Source is clear. This isn't supposed to be some dusty, abstract idea. It's meant to be a real, transformative power in our everyday lives, something that can completely change how we face, well, everything. And this is the before and after picture the devotional paints. It's a fundamental shift in a person's whole outlook. We're talking about despair turning into confidence, fear being replaced by courage, and weakness transforming into strength. It's a total internal flip. To bring this transformation to life, the Source doesn't just talk theory. It tells a story, and it's a powerful one. It's an ancient story, sure, but it's presented as a kind of template, a roadmap for what this change can look like even for us today. And the person at the heart of this story is Mary Magdalene. The devotional really wants us to put ourselves in her shoes for a second. Imagine her at that empty tomb. Just absolute grief, total confusion, and a feeling of complete and utter hopelessness. Her whole experience is broken down into three clear stages. She starts in total despair. But then there's the pivot, the encounter, the moment she meets the risen Christ. And that, according to the Source, changes absolutely everything. It's not just about her sadness going away. It's about her being given a brand new purpose, to become the very first messenger of this incredible news. And this is where it all becomes personal. This is the so what part of the devotional. The focus shifts from Mary's story to us, right here, right now. How can this hope be an anchor in your life? The Source doesn't beat around the bush. It asks a really direct and powerful question. It's a moment for all of us to kind of look inward and ask, am I anchored in this resurrection hope? Or am I just living in despair? But after asking that heavy question, the devotional doesn't just leave you there to figure it out on your own. Nope. It lays out a really clear, practical path forward for anyone who wants to grab onto this hope and make it real in their life. So what does that look like in practice? Well, it's about making a series of conscious choices. First, you declare it. You say, this hope is what guides my life. Then you commit to living boldly, without fear. You use that confidence to inspire others. And finally, you make it a daily practice to walk in that assurance. And that whole idea of inspiring other people, that's the perfect lead-in to the final section. Because according to the Source, this personal hope was never meant to be a private thing. It's actually the fuel for something much, much bigger, a collective mission that brings a whole global community together. And when I say bigger, I mean a lot bigger. The vision here is immense. The Source even gives it a name and a number. Operation 500 million souls for Christ. That's a huge, ambitious goal. So how do you get involved in something that big? The devotional lays out three really clear ways. You can become a prayer partner, You can serve as a volunteer missionary, or you can support the work as a kingdom investor. And you can really see just how global this community is when you look at how they pray together. People are uniting across every continent, from Nigeria to the Philippines, in these coordinated prayer times. It creates this incredible, continuous wave of prayer that is literally going 24/7 around the world. To wrap things up, the devotional brings us right back to where we started, but with one final super powerful verse. It's a quote from Revelation that just hammers home that core theme: the ultimate victory over death. That's the bedrock this entire idea of hope is built on. So we end right back at that amazing phrase, a lively hope. And the final question the source leaves us with isn't some deep theological puzzle. It's about your life. It's about my life. How might a hope that's this active, this powerful, this alive actually change the way you face tomorrow?
Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and comment. Your host, God7, David F. Wafulu.